Hi, I'm Bruno Fonseca from the Foreigner. We're here in my house again in Oakland, Florida. We're going to do this meal kit for you. Since you got it, it's going to be a great time with this virtual class. I wanted to go through everything that's in your bag right quick. First things first, you're going to see in the bottom of the bag, you're going to see the chicken. And this chicken has already been brined for you. We're going to talk about what brine is or marinade, okay? With that, you're going to have a little kit that you're going to be able to cook the chicken with. There's a little set bouquet of thyme and a couple cloves of garlic. They're compliments to this chicken. Raw potatoes. There are a couple cloves of garlic loose over here. Keep them. And there's a sachet that you're going to cook the potatoes with. And your broccoli rabe. It's here, wrapped, raw. There are a couple loose cloves of garlic here as well. Let's go over your salad. You're going to have beautiful arugula, nice and peppery. A nice little container of toppings, and you're going to have 3 different peppers, local strawberries, and goat cheese. The dressing, which is a citrus mustard emulsion. Olive oil for your cooking. And here, pretty much what is the soul of this dish tonight, you're going to have your kit for your Romesco, which Romesco is a sauce in the Catalan region in Spain. Tomatoes, bell peppers, New chilies, Spanish onions, almonds, and chopped up bread. And we're going to talk about this right away, okay? Just give me 1 second. You're going to need some sort of a blender. And we have nice blenders, but I wanted to get something that's super home-ec-y, super chill, nothing very, how can I put it, professional or chefy, okay? You're gonna have butter, hopefully room temperature, some sort of pepper. I like to have my pepper freshly ground. Salt. Salt's always kosher, folks. Do not buy iodized salt anymore. So salt is nice and coarse and kosher. Have some rags, nice and dry, a clean cutting board, and wine. You gotta have wine. If you don't have wine, you're doing it wrong. You gotta have wine, okay? You're here to have fun. We're here to forget about a couple other things that are going on right now. So let's do it, all right? Cheers. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna do when you get all this kit and you went through and you got yourself organized with all the tools that we talked about, you're gonna go ahead and crank your oven up 450 degrees, okay? As the oven is going, you're gonna get a nice sized pot of water. Put a lid on so it boils faster. Nothing else, just water at this point, okay? And you're gonna put the thing up to a boil. As soon as it reaches to a boil, obviously I did that before we started filming, get a container with ice water, okay? Not a lot, you see it over here. And it's long enough to fit a broccoli rabe. So this pot of water, this ice is going to be for the broccoli rabe. The oven cranked to 450. Get a roasting pan. I love French steel pans. They look ugly, but they're just being cured. They're fantastic, great conductor of heat. We go with our peppers and our onions. Peppers, onions, tomatoes. We're going to go with pornographic amounts of olive oil. I said it right, pornographic amounts of olive oil. You're gonna go with salt. Whoops, there you go. Pepper and more olive oil. Okay, this is the base for your Romesco. You're not a chef, you don't want to do the flip. Get your hands in there. Make sure it's nice and coated. Okay? So at this point you have both peppers, you have the tomatoes, you have the onions. All of that, in the oven it goes. Don't trust yourself, put a timer. Put a timer on for, check after 20 minutes. Alright? So it's checking after 20 minutes. Alright, so next step, we're going to get the broccoli rabe going, okay? I hate broccoli, but broccoli rabe is delicious. Here we go. It's ready. We're going to talk about a guy that I admire dearly, Chef Thomas Keller. He talks about, in all his books, he talks about big pot blanching. And that's what we're doing over here. Because you're going to say, this guy burned his nuts, he's got a big old pot of water, and just this little itty bitty thing of green vegetables. So that pot of water, crazy hot boiling, salt in the water to make the water taste like the ocean. Okay, so again, big pot blanching, a lot of water, put enough salt in there, kosher salt in there for the water to taste like the sea. And as the water is boiling, before you put in your green vegetable, have your ice bath ready, have the utensil that you're going to use to fish the green vegetable ready for you, okay? So here we go. It's boiling. In it goes. Give it a little help, dunk it in there. Have your ice get ready. And you're gonna go for 45 seconds, okay? So, we're almost at 45 seconds. And here we go, 45 seconds, should be enough. Give it a tug in there. You can see that it has a little give, but it's still al dente, so it's firm to the bite. Shut it off, and we're done with the broccoli rabe for now. Alright, so we're gonna check on the vegetables for the romesco. And you see, the skin is already busting up a little bit on the tomatoes. And it's hot. It's definitely hot. You see how the peppers change color? Take that out. Save that. Okay? Now you're gonna go back to this with the pepper, the tomatoes, and the onions. Go back in there and let it finish cooking. Alright, so let's talk about the potatoes, shall we? So potatoes gonna come in a little bag. First thing you're gonna do, you're gonna get the sachet, put it to the side, find a pot that you're gonna cook the potatoes in. Hopefully with a lid. If you don't have a lid, find another metal surface of something to cover it, to, you know, keep the cooking going nice and even. The water you're gonna put in this pot is gonna be cold, never hot. Cold water for root vegetables. What this does, it cooks the vegetable from the inside out. Nice and even. I cut the potatoes to all the same thickness or same size. I don't care what you do. Quarter them, third them, half them, doesn't matter as long as they're even. I did it like this. Doesn't make me better or worse, just what I want to have for the potatoes this time around. Put sachet inside. The sachet has rosemary, thyme, garlic, cumin, pepper, bay leaf. Okay, you don't have to worry about it, don't open it. It was a pain to tie it. I tied it nice and tight for you. Keep it like this. So, alright, so I pull all the vegetables out from the romesco. So you're gonna see over here, you're gonna see the pepper, the tomatoes, the onions, they're roasted. They could even be a little char if they can. The garlic, it's here, it's a little blonde. And the bread, okay? I want to toss them a little bit, gently. It's okay if they fall apart. Everything here is going to be buzzed together. It's going to be whipped to hell. So, put it all back in there. You see how they need a little more color? Put the stuff that needs more color to the top. Help the food cook. Don't be a dummy. Be smart. It's super, super simple. Put it back in the oven. Right, so I put the romesco out of the oven. Everything's nice and roasted. It's a beautiful color. The almonds, the bread, the garlic has good color. The tomatoes are falling apart. This is it. This is what you're looking for. Okay? It smells fantastic. The pepper's a little hard. So all of these things are gonna go in the blender. Nice and slow. We're gonna blitz it. It's gonna be a whole puree. And as you're in there, you taste it. You check for your salt. You put a little bit more olive oil. You feel like it needs a little acidity, squeeze a little lemon there. If you don't think so, keep it. It's nice. It's supposed to be roasted goodness, okay? The bread just helps it get together. All right, so I put the romesco out of the oven. Everything's nice and roasted. It's a beautiful color. The almonds, the bread, the garlic has good color. The tomatoes are falling apart. This is it. This is what you're looking for, okay? It smells fantastic. The pepper's a little hard. So all of these things are gonna go in the blender. Nice and slow, we're gonna blitz it. It's gonna be a whole puree. And as you're in there, you taste it. You check for your salt. You put a little bit more olive oil. You feel like it needs a little acidity, squeeze a little lemon there. If you don't think so, keep it. It's nice. It's supposed to be roasted goodness, okay? The bread just helps it get together. Alright, so when it's cool enough to touch, okay, don't burn yourselves. Take the top of the peppers off. If you like it spicy, you keep the seeds in the pepper, especially on the dry pepper and on the chilies. We like a little bit, so we leave it on there. And then you're gonna take the top of the peppers off again. That pepper really doesn't have much heat. It's just really good, really flavorful. And then you're gonna just put in there. Okay? Put it on there. If you wanna hold off on the bread a little bit, you can. And then you're gonna process this in batches. You're gonna keep going, you puree the whole thing. And you taste it, and you taste it, and you taste it. If you need a little bit of more liquid in here before you blend it, throw a little bit of olive oil there. Believe me, with the onions, with the almonds, and the bread, everything is gonna emulsify nice, which means you're gonna get together real nice. It's gonna blend it in real well. Okay, so the Romesco, literally, it should look like this. It should be nice and thick. It's like a puree, if you will. If you want it a little looser, you can do it. A little chicken stock, even a little bit of water and olive oil. Trust me, again, the bread and the almonds and the onions are gonna really emulsify everything together and really make sure everything is bound together, okay? All right, so the chicken. We had to set it aside from the bag and we pat it dry a little bit, left on a plate, paper towels. You're gonna put a little bit of salt, use salt high, never salt like this, salt high. It gives even coverage, okay? Just a little bit because the brine already has salt on it and we gave quite a bit of it. Like pepper, I start on my pan. Sure, like I talked about it before, French steel is delicious, is incredible, great conductor of heat. You have a nice cast iron skillet, go for it. You have a pan that you like, that gives nice heat and sears things well, go for it. You're gonna go on a medium heat, medium to high heat, okay? And you're gonna start with olive oil. And it's nice and covered, okay? It's not a lot, you're not pan frying anything. There's not like a half an inch, no, it's just a nice thick film of olive oil. Make sure it gets hot. You gotta get hot, okay? We're gonna cook the skin side down first. Nice and hot, but not burning. You're looking for a golden brown delicious color. Okay, when you put your hand like this close to the pan, you're not any further in so you don't get hurt. Make sure the kids, the dog, nobody's running around. Our dog's asleep, our kid's asleep. We're just here drinking wine and cooking for you. It's pretty damn good. So the heat's getting up there and it's there. And you cook with all your senses. You cook with your nose, you cook scenting things, smelling things, you cook listening to things. You want to hear that. And I'm not jamming that in there. I'm gently laying it away from me. I am very familiar with the spoons. I love cooking with the spoons. You can do what I'm about to do right now. Have a pair of tongs ready next to you. So now the chicken seared pretty nicely. See that? That's the color that you're looking for. You're looking for a nice color. Okay? Now it's gonna sear on the flesh side. The skin side sear beautifully. That's the color. The oven is still on at 450 degrees. from the Romesco, and your butter is here, room temperature, together with your kit that has the thyme and the garlic. Okay? So we're gonna get cooking now with the butter. There's the olive oil. There's the butter. We're gonna go in here. A nice amount of butter. Sorry, I didn't mean to block you there, kids. You're gonna crush the garlic clove in there. When you see that fat frothing, that means that both of the fats, the olive oil that was in there before and the butter, they're emulsifying, they're coming together. Throw in your garlic in there. You crush the garlic for the heat of the butter to get in there and extract as much of the flavor as possible. Crank up the heat just a tad bit. You still have your thyme in here, your little bouquet. And here we go. Now listen to the noise. The noise is important. You're starting to do a little smack, crackling pop over there. You hear that? That's what you're looking for. It's extracting all the beautiful oils from the thyme. And here we go. With your spoon, you're gonna baste that chicken. You're hydrating that chicken a little bit with the butter, and you're speeding the cooking process. You hear that? That's freaking love right there, man. That's good stuff. Oh yeah, hell yeah. When you get your spoon, you hold it in like a pencil, okay? Nice and firm. Yes. Gently. See, you have color in there. It's a little opaque still, so let it give it a little more of a sear on the bottom, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Alright, so this is the color that I wanted on the chicken. You see that color there on the bottom? So you have that color on the bottom and on the top. Gently put it back on the fat. Give it a little base, just for good measure. That oven's still at 450. In the oven though. We're gonna put a timer here of 5 minutes just to make sure that you don't miss it. Let's go. Okay, so the potatoes. Potatoes are fully cooked now. They have a good bite. They're still holding its shape. So all that means that when you put it back on a saute pan, like I'm gonna show you, all you're doing, you're getting them color and making them hot again. Put over here. Fish them out of the water. No ice bath on the potatoes. You don't want to wash out the flavor, okay? You just want to straight up make them dry a little bit, because you're going to put them on a hot pan loaded with olive oil and some butter. So you want to make sure they're nice and dry, okay? You don't need to pat dry them crazy. None of that. Just let them sit there, alright? As they sit there, they'll be fine. Now they're there with their little friends over here, potatoes, the sachet. Just for you to remember it, the sachet gave it all its love. The sachet is a beautiful thing. It's here. Alright, so let's talk about the garlic, right? Everybody saw Goodfellas, right? So we're gonna get the garlic. All I did before the camera was on me, I sliced the garlic in half. I'm gonna put the flat side down on the cutting board, the knife, and my knuckle, okay? They're friends. Not my fingertips, but my knuckle. Okay, so the knuckle holds the knife in place, and my fingertip right here is holding the vegetable. See? There you go, okay? Gentle, easy. And the knife rocks it. I'm gonna go slow now, look. You wanna put this, you wanna buy the chopped up garlic from the store? Be my guest. But if your breath smells terrible, don't yell at me later, okay? Nice and slow. Same thing again. You're gonna use the garlic for both. That's the garlic that's loose in the bag with the potatoes, and the garlic that's loose with the broccoli rabe. Okay? You save them, and you're gonna chop them. There's a reason why I didn't cut it for you. Number one, I want you to. Number two, the closer to cooking time you cut them, the fresher they will be. All right? Okay, so the garlic is cut right here. Your broccoli is ready. Potatoes are ready. The garlic is going to be pretty much for half and half. Let's check right now. We're going to check in the chicken. A little longer. So you saw me touching the chicken. What you want a firm response from it, right? Seems funny, but look, you're gonna press it. The chicken, when it's raw, it's like a muscle, okay? It's like a muscle that's not flexed. You're touching it, it has a lot of give, like a cushion, right? And then when you cook it, the chicken was about yay big. When it's cooked, it's about this, right? Because it's losing a little bit of its juice and it's tightening up. So the tighter it gets, the more cooked it is. We don't want to overcook it. If you overcook it, it's dry. Dry is awful, guys. Dry is like a lot of people's turkey. Don't dry it. Okay, so chicken, after you get good color on the stove top, it's gonna go in the oven for about 7 to 8 minutes. I put it 5 first, but it's actually 7 to 8 minutes. That's the best possible timing for it, okay? Go through it, touch it. Not all animals are built the same. We're all different, right? So touch them differently, feel them, make sure they're nice and tight, okay? Once the chicken comes out of the oven, you let it rest, and then you cook this. Then you cook your potatoes and your broccoli rabe. Your sauce is ready. Your chicken's about to come out. I mean, really, the wine board that came from the swirlery, the wine bottle was waiting for you already. I'm sure you're thirsty. Let's check this out. Yeah, it's done. So what you have here, what you have here in the chicken, you have your chicken herbs, okay? As the chicken is resting, you're gonna go right on top of it. And then you're gonna get your spoon. You wanna blossom those herbs. Okay? You're not using them all. You're just putting them in there. Here we go, the potatoes. They're fully cooked. You're gonna put a little more salt down. Make sure they're nice and tossed. Again, you can do the saute, you can do the jump of the pan. That's fine. Gently spread them so they're evenly distributed on the hot surface. Okay? See that? So now you have another little cup of the chives. It says chives, potatoes. Two more. Put all of them in there. I'm going. Herbs, always at, so again, herbs always at the end. We're gonna go over here. Follow me over here. And with that, we're gonna put the broccoli here as well. And we're gonna keep this hot. Ready for you in a little bit, okay? I'm gonna put this away for a second together with the chicken. Just to keep it warm. And now we're gonna do the salad really quick, okay? Okay, so why don't we come over here? Follow me right here. There you go, okay? So you're gonna get your package of arugula, you're gonna put it in the mixing bowl, okay? You're gonna open it up a little bit. You have enough here for 2 people, like everything else. You're gonna season with salt, lightly. You're gonna get a little bit of pepper in there. You're gonna get your dressing. You can get a spoon, you can use your hands. I'm gonna have gloves on this times, right? You have definitely enough in your for 2 people, okay? And you're gonna toss it gently. You're not smushing anything. And you're just incorporating all of it there, okay? So here we are. We're gonna go, you're gonna put a little bit in there. A little more in there. Again, this, all you're doing here is a nice pre-meal salad, okay? Having said that, we're gonna go and do now your toppings, okay? So let's talk about your toppings for a moment. They're delicious. They go super well with the arugula that you have there in a citrus emulsion. You're literally gonna make an even distribution of what you have in here on each little container, on each salad. Okay? It is strawberry, the goat cheese, the peppers, and the goat cheese has that beautiful, delicious savoriness and funkiness, right? So we have the strawberry to give a little bit of the sweetness as well. So here we are, okay? Final plate up. You have your salads done already. We're gonna go with the sauce first, which the sauce is almost like a puree. That's why I think it's so cool. Go right in the center there, just a blob of it. And I'll get to it, okay? Don't worry, don't freak out on me now. We're almost done. And you're gonna have a good time. And you're gonna talk about how you bought this thing from this crazy bald man that came into your home and did everything in there. You just spread it, you know? You have it ready. Bring your chicken to your board. Alright, stay with me. Right in between your leg and your breast. You can go like this, nice and tight, pretty. You're gonna do that again. Follow, you see here? See that little seam in there? You're gonna go in there. And the chicken rested for a very long time. So it's gorge. It's perfectly cooked because you did it. I didn't do anything. I just told you what to do. Whoops. You're gonna go over here. You're gonna get your potatoes. You're gonna get right there in the center. You have more potatoes than what you need. I gave you too much potatoes. Carb loading you. Okay? They're still nice and hot. And then divvy up your veggies here. right there. And so your chicken, again, boom. Super simple, is elegant, is homey, is everything we talked about. So let's go back over, okay? So you did your salad, loaded with local ingredients and fresh, the arugula, the tomatoes, the peppers, the strawberries and the peppers and the goat cheese. And you have the chicken that you roasted, you learned how. You have the romesco, you learned how to do that. Super simple, very versatile, even good on sandwiches. The roasted potatoes, the broccoli rabe, and you have yourself a nice meal. Okay, so enjoy yourself. Don't forget about the wine. We should be doing this again. This is a lot of fun. We hope that the virtual class was as fun to you as it was for us. Thank you very much. We really appreciate the support.